is your view on the real estate sector in India with the real estate regulator now coming in, and you've made a fair bit of investments in Piramal real estate as well as Embassy Industrial Park as well. So how do you see this? Is more money coming in for this sector as well?
Play that we think over time will play here, whether that's hospitality, as we've done historically in Lemon Tree as well here, or whether it plays into the mixed-use commercial office, suburban office park, warehousing, logistics, and on. There's a series of sectors, data centers. There's a series of sectors, and we've sort of seen elements of that movie because we've seen it play in other parts of the region. And in some ways, it feels like some of the blockages and challenges that have existed here are beginning to release, and so that's a sector we're excited about. But to Vishal's point, that's particularly one of those sectors where you have to have patience and sort of let it mature over time. But it's very much on our radar screen.
Right, so a whole of infrastructure, but real estate very much on your radar, Vishal. Where are you spending most amount of time? REITs plays also something you look at?
We look across the space at the real estate sector. So I think it is a big opportunity, both REITs, commercial, residential, across the country, affordable to urban. It's so underbuilt that there's opportunity everywhere. What we are looking for is the right entrepreneur.
Vishal, you've also dedicated a lot of time on some of the exits from in the IPO market. Like most of the other private equity firms have taken advantage of the higher valuations. Now with markets really dwindling, looking more volatile than earlier, and also LTCG coming in, how has the IPO market exit scenario really changed for you as a private equity investor, and is it still attractive?
I think the market continue to remain attractive. To answer the second part of your question first, I think as I look at this coming year, as long as you have a good company and the bar on strong companies, high governance, proven track record, the IPO markets and the money flowing into the markets will continue. But I think the bar will get higher, the markets will be volatile, and so I think as long as you have good companies, there will continue to be an opportunity to exit through an IPO.
Right, so you are in the process of Lemon Tree and Kalyan Jewellers going to the market. Now, Chip, from the outside world, of course, one big change that has happened, which has really brought down the PSU banking space valuations, has also been the fraud case by Nirav Modi's company, and that's the hot topic of discussion. How do you post that, change your mindset about India and also the jewelry sector in which you have also invested?
Look, we're quite proud of the entrepreneurs we've done business with. As Vishal has said several times, we try not to get lost. We have points of view about sort of what's happening in the environment, try to be constructive and helpful, sort of good corporate citizens, good corporate investors when we can. But our job's to really live below that and to go find those uniquely talented people that can create things that survive that turbulence and that ultimately put forward the value proposition to its consumers or the like that sustain itself over a long period of time. And so,
but certain events may change the sectoral trend and the perception outside. Has that happened with jewelry sector, Vishal?
So I'll just give you 2 points. Look, jewelry sector, from an institutional investor perspective, not today. You go back for the last decade. Why was Kalyan built? Why do we like Kalyan? I mean, fantastic entrepreneurs, highest standards of corporate governance, well-run business. Very different from the company you mentioned. Obviously, it's a retail consumer branded play in India. But they built their business on a very simple premise. Trust is everything. That's their tagline. And they live and breathe that day in and day out. And I've seen it ever since I've been involved with them. And their initial success was really driven by a simple marketing campaign that didn't even talk about Kalyan. All it talked about was, be careful what you buy, make sure it's genuine. Trust is everything. And that's what's driven people to the Kalyan stores. Trust is everything. They know that, we know that, and we have huge faith in Kalyan. We're obviously big fans. We think actually some of the things happening, keep the scam aside. As Chip said, there's noise, it comes and goes. Scams in India are not new. They will not stop, unfortunately. They will come and go. But for Kalyan Jewellers, the opportunity in that space and the shift from the unorganized to the organized, if you're doing business the right way, GST, demonetization, all of that should only drive an acceleration in the opportunity for them, and then it's up to them to take advantage to it.
All right. And one more question, Chip. Of course, we've talked about several deals that you've done, many successes you've had in the past, but with that also comes some failures in the deals as well. So Tata Technologies, you'd almost committed there, and then the deal failed. Any particular reason for that?
No, look, I think as Vishal said, we sort of never really want to comment on the specifics of anything. Tata's a group we've had a long-standing relationship with, and a lot of confidence and trust and frankly, admiration for the team there. So, you know, sometimes deals don't happen, and that was the case here, but we look forward to finding many more things to do together with them.
Finally, I wanted to ask you and hold you to a number that you gave last year, $8 billion of investments in the next 10 years in India. Do you still stand by that? And how much of investments are we going to see in this year in India from Warburg Pincus?
I don't think we ever project or estimate things. I mean, that's it. We said earlier, you know, whatever, we committed or invested about $1 billion last year. And so I think, you know, that we are very excited about what the opportunity set here is. And I'd be surprised if the next time we don't get together, our expectations haven't risen.
All right, so that will keep Vishal extremely busy for the year as well. Thank you so much, gentlemen, for giving us your time and for such an exhaustive, detailed chat on your portfolio and your strategy in India. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Nisha.
Thanks.
Thank you.